So look, right now, I will say that I'm working on a few different campaigns, right, against drug use and stuff like that. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to really put this into play. I shared it with you, Shy, right? A few things.
Hmm.
Um, I'm excited about that. Yeah, anti-drug campaign. Uh, for the youth. That's gonna be cool at the same time, and just try to bring awareness. It took me back. We were talking yesterday about the '80s and what rappers. If people don't give them the credit, how they play a big part, and I believe um in the culture, right? Rap and the culture, because movies like New Jack City, um helped. I think what's that word I want to use? Shy, that we were talking about. Um, I more like deter kids, but like basically take them away from using crack, because when we started coming up with the term crackheads, and that was by rappers and by the culture,
Hmm.
it
It
like
was something
if
down
you
looked down upon.
it was looked down upon. So someone called you a crackhead was worse than someone calling you a B. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever at the time.
Hmm.
It was the lowest of the low. So no one, like, I think that alone, the culture being that word, and you think about New Jack City, and you, like, if someone called you Pookie,
Right,
you felt
right.
disrespected. Look, even as you talk about PCP, right? There's a lot of cops. It's funny. They don't even know what PCP is. Angel does PCP, same
A
stuff,
lot of
right?
who? A lot of cops. You said.
Yeah, that I meet sometimes,
Hmm.
especially now because they're so young. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And they're so young, and it's like when I explain that in my neighborhood you couldn't sell crack or PCP, right, or heroin,
Hmm.
they think that's weird, and I'm like, most Latin communities are not gonna,
Right.
I know in the north side it's a little bit different. They will let you sign crack, but I'm not sure if there's rules against, who's actually could buy it, or who you could sell to, or whatever the case is,
I mean, you just look at the difference in what the music was. The music was about being the hustler, about being in the trade, and it's become about being the addict now.
Yeah,
I
you know what's weird? Exactly. Remember, Ice T. I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about those times where you're right, like Too Short, right? Oh, instrumental, crackhead, moneymaker. You get me?
Mhm.
You know, Ice T's, all that hustler, Easy E, right? He always said, I'm a hustler. You get me?
Mhm.
Bringing them, that was the culture. Everyone to be the hustler, everyone to be the dope man, right?
Mhm.
Now, it's like, and I think about it, like, look at what the culture does. This negative connotation, it gets turned into something cool.
Mhm.
I believe because of COVID, it was some bum ass kids that didn't want to shower, didn't want to change their clothes, that thought wearing PJs and not getting haircuts was cool. So now you have all these bum ass kids walking around thinking it's cool to be in their PJs and have dusty ass hair. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, I
And
don't
they try to turn
understand the
that.
walking around. Like I come from a generation where when I left the house in sneakers or boots. I didn't leave the
Bro,
house in those sandals because you never know if you got a scratch.
you gotta run. Like, what happened to, like, for instance, the tight jeans? Like, bro, what happened to the double pants? Just in case you gotta switch off your clothes, double t-shirts. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? To, like, and not only that, and if you look at it, like, bro, I'm at the hair barber shop through, 2-3 times a week.
Mhm.
These kids, bro, like, really, like, they're looking like that. And not only that, it's funny because I look at my kids' sneakers sometimes, like, you can't clean them. I'm like, what idiot invented that dirty sneakers was cool, bro? But then again, that's
But
the difference
here's another
between
thing.
leaders.
Here's another thing. Our grandparents wore jackets and suits and hard bottom shoes, and they looked at us like a bunch of assholes too.
Yeah, but come on, now it's getting carried away. Now it's like,
That's what
man,
they
like,
said.
just to impress. Does no anyone know that term anymore?
Now here's the thing. I
Like,
see a lot of the videos of these kids, and these kids are young teenagers, and they're nodding, dog. They're nodding. Well, now that's the 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid. These kids are doing everything they could get their hands on.
and that's the shame, and that's they don't even know, and that's what I try to explain. That now you have a new generation of kids getting into drugs they don't know nothing about.
Hmm.
Secondly, you got a new generation of people selling, to them, that don't have no idea what they're selling. Ain't no real hustler. Don't even know, you know, um, what drugs they're selling and how it works. And then it's a just recipe for disaster. You get me? And it's a shame, um, that it happens like that. And now it's like a cool thing to, like, be like I don't know. I never got high like that, so I don't know what the pills do to you. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
what's, now ecstasy. If you get it and it's a feel good drug, and you want to go and get it
Mm-hmm.
on or whatever the case is. I get it. Weed, we get it, right?
Yeah.
There's different strains that gonna make you feel calm or whatever the case is. But now it's like, who knows, man?
Yesterday I was on a panel at the homie Zaya's channel over at ETC Always Wins, and then the subject of immigration came up, and the effects of the drug trade and all of this, and we got to talking about it. And somebody, and this comment comes up in our chat a lot sometimes. They say, hey man, you know, it's just if the USA would stop using so much drugs, we wouldn't have this problem that's happening in Mexico with the drug trade, right? And I've heard it there, and I heard it yesterday in that conversation. And I said to myself, I said, well, the United States, how are they going to fix? They threw away the hospitals for mental health. Mental health people was just thrown to the streets. They're out there all day, every day. They're roaming around the city. They got no medication. They got nowhere to go. We don't deal with that. What makes you think that they're going to open rehabs and clean this country up? That ain't going to happen.
Well, I do believe. I'm gonna tell you. So I'm not sure what you think. This is another question I think we should pose in a poll because this is serious, and I know everyone's gonna be like, "Man, you're getting too, deep for us." I believe
Fuck it.
that there should be a drug educational class starting in kindergarten.
Mm,
Every year, you should take it. And my way of thinking is that people be like, "Oh, that's too young." I'm like, bro, they're gonna learn the drug game in the streets from an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
The way we learned it, I learned it at home, but everyone else learned it,
right.
in their neighborhood.
In the street
Someone
from an
else taught
idiot.
it. Some pendejo. You get me? So I'm proposing that we start educating all the kids at 5, 6 years old, 7 years old, drive it in them. Because one thing, look, I never wanted to do drugs because it was in my home. It's like, look, you don't do drugs, you sell them.
Mm-hmm,
I don't smoke, I didn't drink, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
It's just what I learned. I don't hit women. I don't put my hands on them. This is what I learned at home.
mm-hmm,
Some of these kids ain't getting taught at home how to be respectful, how to be men, how to be women. So maybe we have to teach them that at school instead of teaching them some shit that's never gonna,
mm-hmm,
um, get them nothing. I could go right now and look at some of their, stuff that they're learning, and be like, nope.
mm-hmm.
For what? What do you care about that for?
Well, I
And
think it's just another domino, though, in the effect. The curriculum and the bullshit. I mean, they took math that we did easily, that was already hard for us, and they turned it into Common Core math, and they took away cursive. You ask a kid for his signature, he looks at you like you got three noses on your fucking face. You know, just
yeah, okay. So you're right about that. So I always think about that. What happens if we don't have electricity, right? And
mm-hmm,
someone will be like, "Well, we'll do solar panel." But you have essentials of what it is. So to me now, I think that what's missing, so I listen to what President of Mexico said because I do believe, and sometimes he's bogus, and sometimes he's makes points,
fuck
good
you.
points. Is that with the drug game and with the gangs that, let's be honest, bro. I don't care what you say out there. There's no gangbanger making any type of money. All
Mm-hmm,
right, it's false. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
You could be fronting. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do. If you out there selling some gang and you're a gangbanger, man, you're lying because there's someone on top of you that ain't in a gang making the real money, right?
mm-hmm,
But like if what this prison system did, what everything did, it took away the fathers from homes, right?
mm-hmm.
So who's gonna teach the kids how to be, women? Who's gonna teach the kids how to be dads, or
Another
whatever? Took a
domino.
parent home or took both parents home.
Mm-hmm,
So what do you think is like? Then that's when someone should come teach them at school, just not just teach them about like math or science or about some BS about the slave trade. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe you have to learn. But what about we're focused on the past. Why not focus on the future?
yeah.
So, President Obama did a State of the Union speech a few years back, and he was saying, like, you know what, not everyone's going to be, a lawyer. We need the common jobs, right? We need,
Mm-hmm,
people who are going to take trades to be heat, air
mm-hmm,
conditioner, heater, electricity,
mm-hmm,
that now it's hard for you to go find someone who has actually a whole license for this. You get
mm-hmm,
me?
mm-hmm.
Because it's all this false teaching that everyone's a leader and everyone could be this and everyone could be that. Like that, bro, that's some BS.
It's not
So,
for
you know what?
everyone.
I have a problem. So I'm gonna have a problem with the Gary V's.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. Now today I'm like, man, all these kids listen to these Gary V's and all these people like that who are getting money, right? And you listen to them and they're giving these false hope. Not everyone's a damn leader, bro. I see it every day.
mm-hmm,
Some of y'all just like are easy, go do this. You know what I'm saying? Man, not all of us are got that thing to be leaders, bro. Some of them just gotta be regular
Some are
workers.
the
You know what I'm
guys
saying?
that drop the cheese in the McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm
Some of
saying?
that guy.
And it's like you giving this false pretense that everyone's gonna be a leader and everyone's gonna be rich. That's a lie, man. But ain't nothing wrong with
Reaching for it.
going to school, taking a trade, you know what I'm saying, learning how to be a man, learning how to be a real woman, learning how to, do the simple tasks like learning about what drugs do to you, learning how to respect each other and have morals and principles. How about that? How about learning how to shower? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Learning what's ethic, a food ethic or dinner ethic or whatever the case is,
Mm-hmm.
those etiquettes that they're not being taught nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think it's all each one of those things is a domino, and there's so many more of them, which is probably why I have like a hopeless fucking mentality
But
sometimes.
you see, I feel like change because look, I'm gonna point something out to everyone in the chat. Listen, unless you're immigrant, you could go to any job site. You could go anywhere in the country, in the states, wherever. Most of the time, you're gonna see the people working there in truck driver. You're gonna see old school ex gang members or people that are in their life or came out of prison, right, doing the jobs. All right. I got a better idea. Why not just teach them this, and get them the job so that they don't have to go to the street, learn the hard way, do all
They
that,
don't have to
and then
be an
come
ex
back to it.
nothing. Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Start
So
from
it's
the
like,
jump.
just give them the option, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give them the option. Let them see this was gonna happen 10 years from now, 15 when you have a kid and you have to, support. So I respect everyone out there that grew up right alongside me. I give them props. The ones that didn't enter the light, the one that went to work, the one that see me drive around in a $250,000 car,
Mm-hmm.
and we're walking and still went to work. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that felt insecure when they would, see me and they'd be with their girlfriends. I respect y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying, and not getting the peer pressure of some stuff that I fell into, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Through
now
the peer
look at
pressure.
this. Then you got another domino, right? Now this is something that I don't honor, right? Then you got people like Future who
I was gonna bring him up. Who lies about using drugs?
you sending these kids off. These kids are all addicted, and you don't even do it.
You don't even
You the
do it.
same as Steve Jobs handing out Apple computers, but wouldn't let his kids use one. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like
but that's the crazy part, okay? And listen, okay, he's the smart one, but again, because he's not thinking about it. But if he would just said it all the time, he said, "Look, I rap about it, I don't do it." That'd be great. You get me?
right, be real
Because
to something.
my respect to him, intelligent man. He's more intelligent than what he seems. So basically, he's letting you know that he's fronting like he's a fool on his raps, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Because Travis Scott, bro, I'll be honest with you, I don't understand his music, but he's a fucking drug addict.
It's a tactic. If you don't do no drugs, but all of your music, his first song he did like this, talking about Tony Montana, like he was tweaking on blow. You know what I'm
Again, he's
saying?
one of those dudes that was like acting like he's from the street. He's not. He comes out with Tony Montana, right? Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But again, so look, if he would really just say, "Hey, I don't do it, whatever," that'd be great. So other kids could do, cause like realize that. But now, just say I don't respect. Like for instance, the reason why I always loved Drake was because I felt like he would never be fake about it. If
Mm.
he got into drugs a little bit later, he always talked about his raps. Nowadays it's like you have to respect money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's being a street dude by saying I get at you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because now you're in a position where someone's coming for your situation, and the only thing you could do is recite to violence because you've been, in tune with the culture, with the movies, and you're around some dumbass dudes that's all they think.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's all they think about. And going back to my campaign, and what I'm really trying to do, I got a great campaign. I think it's unique. I think it'd be great. I can't erase my past. You can't erase what you're doing now, but you could save someone from getting into those situations that you've been in. You know what I mean? Yeah, that being said, I just think, look, this campaign is gonna be great. I think that I feel good about it.
Anything
Uh,
that can help kids stay off of
yeah, but I'm gonna
narcotics,
pre.
because it's not like it was back in the day where you can go and just be lit and have the party. No, your first time can be your last time.
Yup.
Your next time can be the worst time, and that's just the
Yeah.
truth.
So I really think it's important, man. I think that it'll be important. I'm gonna push education, from the first grade, kindergarten, first grade, and on, every year. I'm gonna push morals and principles, of what it is. Someone has to teach these people about what it is to be abused. But I think it's important, bro. So I'm gonna push that. That's gonna be my agenda. That's gonna be something I work on very, very hard for the
Who-
upcoming year.
I don't
So now
know.
I don't.
I don't know who could be
Let,
mad at an anti-drug campaign. So.
I'm
Shout out
kidding.
Velez for away. He said, when you say drug prevention, are you talking all drugs across the board, including the sacred plant, marijuana? A question that piggybacks off this is, do you believe MJ is a gateway drug?
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Please, if you guys got kids, bro, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, facts are facts. If you, I don't care if you like, listen, this annoys me. You know what I'm saying? Marijuana's a drug, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or not. No one should not educate on the realities of what it is. You get
Mm-hmm.
me? A gun is a gun. It's good. It could kill. Now, how you use it is differently. So to me, it's annoying. It's like if I could educate you guys, like, well, look, when it comes to kids, you want to tell them, look, everything's a drug. This is what it could do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you don't want to do the drug, if you believe in it, if that's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reality of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So whoever would even ask that to me, like, come on, bro, like, like think about it. You already know where your mind's at. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's legalized. I don't care if you guys do it like the same way. There's some medication. When you go and you go to a doctor and you take medication, they're gonna come tell you, look, this is what the side effects is. This is what the drugs is. This is how it works. The doctor will explain to you. Point by point. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because no one's explaining this shit to kids.
Right.
Um, the same thing that goes with tobacco or
Right.
what's it called, nicotine. Same
Right.
shit.
It is not like back in the day where you could tell your kids things till they're blue in the face, right? And they didn't get it and they didn't hear it. No. You can show them now. You can show them a video of somebody foaming at the mouth, overdosing on fent on the internet on their first try. You can show them this. It's not like back in the day where you had to tell them the story. So if you're not parenting now with all the tools that are at your disposal to terrify them children to the truth, not to fearmonger them, to show them the truth, how scary it is, right? If you're not doing that, you're not doing the least you could do as a parent.
Exactly. Listen, the minute you don't tell your kids that we're not doing our job, you know what I'm
Right, right.
saying? And at my home, believe it or not, drugs were a big, it was a big important topic for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it up to you guys to decide that. But in both ways, so I'm saying the minute you guys don't educate your kids on what it is, then you're setting them for failure.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's about educating. Someone, let me see the element chart, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
right. We should have a drug chart. And
Mm-hmm.
it should be like, you take this could lead to death, or this could lead to,
Mm.
like, I remember when they used to say if you take acid, you could end up being a banana or whatever. What was this?
It goes
Bulldogs.
straight to your spine.
And no, if you act like if you take it and you think you're gonna be a banana, you'll become a banana. Whatever the kids used to say.
Oh, you go crazy, get lost in it? Yeah.
Listen, I'm with all the programs. Like, I know they have some programs. I'm just more advanced programs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe that Nancy Reagan's campaign, say no to drugs, it did have an effect. But I think the culture, the music culture, the rap culture, the
But what do you
culture.
think of the effect that it had with the war on drugs that we know now was just a big bullshit warmongering money grab, dog? You know?
Here's the thing, though,
It's two
man.
fronts. It's two fronts
Okay,
to
it's
that.
because, look, don't give me that. Oh, America government try to do this with drugs and we fail, bro. That's BS.
How?
It's BS
I
because
don't
people, like,
understand.
you tend to do drugs every day, bro. Like, that's BS. No one's forcing on you. Guess what? Drugs are expensive. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
not what we're
I
talking about. We're talking. See that you took this and turned this into something else. I'm saying that you brought up the Nancy Reagan "Say No to Drugs" campaign, right?
Yeah, what I'm
Wait,
trying
hold
to say
on.
is
Let me
that,
finish. What you're
yeah.
saying is that that shit did good, a little bit of good somewhere. That program helped somebody, and I'm saying on the other side of that, on the political side of that, on the world side of that, it also started the quote unquote war on drugs that we all know now was a big warmongering money grab. So for whatever good it did on the streets, how much bad did it fucking do somewhere in somebody's jungle?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that, why are you saying that it was a BS, the war on drugs? There's a war on drugs.
Yeah, but that shit is there's
But
a
it goes back to, this is the thing where people think that it has to be one way, and I go through this at conferences. Look, just in my recent conference, anyone law enforcement listening to this, people be like, for what? We're never gonna win this game. I'm saying, yes, you are. For all those officers who are in the street grabbing dudes with guns, putting dudes away, rapists away, drug traffickers away, grabbing a ounce of coke or 1,000 pounds of meth, bro, you're stopping crime because you're stopping the next Chapo to become Chapo in the United States. You get me? How
Mm-hmm.
my life would have changed if I would have got caught with something. But you have to keep doing. You can't just. It can't be a one thing approach. But I believe that education.
Mm-hmm.
It has to start with education. So keep people from the wanting to do drugs so the demand can stop. So then you got less money involved in drug trafficking.
Yeah, I'm not saying there shouldn't be education. I just know that it's all cloaked in bullshit on the other end.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because we want it one way, we want it one way, and then everyone's doing something else. So I'm just saying, because we run away from the tackling things head on. So I'm saying, look, we start educating right now.
Mm-hmm.
We do programs, or more advanced programs, like there is. You bring it to their face.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, right now, if someone's starting, kindergarten, maybe 15 years from now, you just know somebody who decided to invent something to keep your body from, becoming addicted or something like that. Or you keep them away from drugs. You start with one.
I have a game.
Because, and you start now. But you got to start at kindergarten, when the kids are picking up everything. But let's be honest, right now, you take a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, he knows everything how to use an iPad, bro, better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're learning everything at that age.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Our dumbass culture's not teaching them what we don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I agree. I'm with that. Let me tell you something. The one thing that I hate is when I see adults project their fears onto children, right? Um, they don't let them explore enough. They don't let them figure things out. They want to coddle them and walk them through it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's a certain level where you're handicapping your child. You know what I'm saying? And that goes along that same line. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think education bring it to the forefront. How to be men, how to be women. What's godly? You know what I'm saying? A man, a kid at 2 years old, 3 years old, they should be teaching this is what a man is, and this is what a woman is. You know what I'm saying? This is what it. I'm not, if whoever's out there,
Yeah,
I'm
but
looking
adults
to each
can't
his
agree on
own.
that. Adults can't agree
Yeah.
on that right now.
How are we gonna be able to these people having kids? They don't even know how to be parents. You get me? And they're trying to be, like Dick said. No, it has to be someone smarter than them. Education, start there, okay? And everything that comes with the
I
stuff.
agree.
Like, look, am I pro legalization? The only reason why I'm pro legalization, guess what? Because when the governments and cities and states can make money off it, guess what? They pay more attention to it.
Mm.
It's good. It's good
Somebody,
for the
somebody
community.
taking it from them if they trafficking on the
Yeah,
side.
it's good for the community. Guess what? They're looking at it, they're seeing it, they know who's buying it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They're running tests. You know what I'm saying? It's not bringing more crime. That's the only way. But if you tell me, bro, I'll never be a pothead. No disrespect to
You
you, Shad,
sound like
whatever you
one right
decide to
now.
do. But the same way I don't care for tobacco being legalized. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying?
But alcohol, which is, in my opinion, much more detrimental, is on every street corner.
I'm gonna say, and I see it every day. I see that law enforcement community. They're fighting against drugs, but they're taking down 12 pack every day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
No, that's sad. You get me? It's education, okay? It's education on that, because it's also mental illness and stuff that they go through. Now, listen, I see it. If we have a gift, if me and my brother have a gift about anything, it's a mental strength. That we're mentally strong,
Mm.
that we didn't fall into the traps, because I don't know how we handle it sometimes.
Right. Let me ask you, what would if let's just say you're 19, 20 years old, you're in the game, your father's watching you in the game. I'm sure this probably didn't happen, but let's just say it did. Let's just say one day, relaxing, you just blaze a joint in front of him. What do you think the reaction would have been?
That you see, that wouldn't even come to my head. Like, you gotta understand, like, that's not the way I was raised. I was raised with respect first and foremost.
To not smoking. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't even happen. I
Right.
remember telling my
Even if
older
you
bro.
did smoke, you're not smoking in front of the old man.
Hell no. I remember telling my older brother, sometimes be like, I'm gonna go smoke a joint. And then he come out, whatever. He old, bro. And then my father look at him and be like, this fucking dumbass. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that?
Right. That's what I
Now,
was
listen,
asking.
now, my guys that were with me,
Right.
big shouts out to Souls. Big shout, bro. I'm talking about they're blunt. I'm
Right.
talking about big ass fucking Cheech and Chong blunts over one after another. My father laughed about it. You know why? You ain't my kid.
He ain't
Do
yours.
whatever you
Yeah.
want. Sometimes they'll be like, "Man, don't let these guys come in here. They stink like crap, bro. They stink like they're smelling. And they've been smelling, smoking all day, all night. It's coming out their pores. It's coming out their clothes. You get me?
Mhm.
But nah, I would never like seriously. It's not even a thought of mine. I would never have done it. I do believe for all of you guys that got lucky out there in the streets doing some type of drugs or whatever the case is, you guys got lucky. There's no way that me and my brother wouldn't have been successful in this environment, if we were doing any type of drugs.
There's no way you would be successful.
After yeah, there would have been no way we could have been successful if we were doing any type of drugs.
Right. Right.
You know? So now you have a ex drug trafficker telling you that if I would have been doing drugs, I wouldn't have been a successful drug trafficker.
Yeah.
What does that say about everything else? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the
Like,
it's the same as the CEO of TikTok. Not letting his kids use it, but letting our kids use it.
yeah, yeah, because he knows something. You get me?
Right. In the household, matters of finance and the absence of positive reinforcement makes the child's world small and helpless. I think we're in a position where, and it's been like this for a long time, where all of this money is being given and sent everywhere else. And when it does get sent to the hood, people bitch about it, they cry about it, welfare this, welfare that. When it does get sent to the hood, they bitch about it and they cry about it, right? But these underserved communities and these redlined communities and all of these communities that are in shambles, if that money was pumped into a system here, you'd get a whole lot less kingpins, you get a whole lot less street hustlers, you get a whole lot less psychopaths in the street, and a less hopeless world for these kids so that they can get that education and move in the right direction. It's a whole lot of dominoes in this game.
Yeah, you know what? So I agree. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm pro like educating young kids, from preschool about drugs. I'm into educating parents to maybe bring it into their household before that. But I'm also into educating, young adults about finances. You know, I'm also like, bringing up, those communities and bringing them up to technology and learning them how to do Python and computer code programming and whatever is gonna be needed. Because guess what, our parents ain't gonna know that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what these parents know right now in the communities. I know that social media, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But
Right.
but I'm about educating about finances. Guess what? Because I'm old, I'm grown. I still don't get understand finances. My son come ask me about stocks trades, about bank, and I don't even, I have to chat GPT it, bro. Because
Right.
I'm like, bro, I'm going to like give me a bag of money and put in the fucking stash. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I believe in educating at stuff that you're really gonna use in life. That
Right.
we could kind of assume what we're gonna use in life.
Right.
And basically getting them ready for that instead of you like to me you want to teach me about my heritage for what we know. Okay, cool, we're here, let's look at the future because we keep living in this past is the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You show whiners the minute a kid finds out that someone owned slaves or that Mexico was part of the United States. Guess what? They want reparations. Oh, that's messed up. Now you're turning against the same country we live in. You get me? For what?
I also look at it as a country that's turned on itself. I mean, when you take all the mental health facilities and you throw these people to the street, you know what I'm saying? And we're looking for rehab. We're talking about giving these kids education. Some of their parents need rehab. Some of their parents are addicted. Some of these kids were born addicted to drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah, but look at it this way. Look what they have
poverty
done
is a big deal. They need to
to the military vets, the ones that have suffered from the biggest mental
thrown in the
illness,
street.
all in the street. And you know what I'm saying? But that's the problem, okay? Because you have people making policies and these legislators that are dedicating resources to like the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who are you voting for? Who's are the people
I
that
don't
are
feel like I have
from
a
the?
choice.
Yeah, well, that's because your ass is sitting there looking at a fucking YouTube, being a host instead of you being out there in the street, you know, being a councilman or something.
I'm nobody's councilman. I'll be the fucking president, though. I'll be the mayor. We'll
I'm
fix
saying
this
you
shit. Stop
can.
sending this money. Where you sending this money to? Why the fuck are these communities underserved? You need to know your history in order to not repeat similar mistakes in the future. Yeah, why you mad at that? That's a good comment, right?
No, that's what they sell you on.
Oh,
And then guess what? You go to school and you learn about all the bad shit they did to the Indians and everything. They fake shit out. And then guess what? You come out like a pendejo knowing about your history. You don't know where the fuck you're going. Don't tell me about where I've been. Tell me where I'm going to go. Bro, that's that old mentality, dog. Like, stop crying, man. Stop being little bitches. Start looking for the future. Bro, I'm going to tell you like this. The United States, the world's going to be whatever we make of it.
You think we have a choice in that matter?
You think I sat there and be like, oh, you know what? The guy before me, my brother did. Nah, bro, I was focused on me and for the future. You get me? Like, it's great. You want to pick up history, pick it up in your own time. Let me teach you how to be a man. Let me teach you how to wipe your ass, how to respect women, how to go to get a job, how to, you know what I'm saying?
And
You know,
again, how are you gonna do that in underserved, broke communities full of addiction?
I will tell you, you take a real man, take a real father, or a real fucking ex drug user. You put them in the damn school. You teach these kids that what is drugs gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You
I,
teach real
I got
people in
kicked out of
banks.
there twice.
You get people who've been in banks, and then go teach them, what it is to buy a house, and you start doing this first grade, second grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. By the time they go into high school, they have a fucking plan. You got people in college right now don't know what the hell they want to study because they don't know what it is, because you've been telling them too much about fucking Beethoven and about history and about,
I
you know what I'm
agree.
saying? Come on, bro.
I agree. The past is the past, and here's the thing: you're not even getting the truth about it anyway. I agree. The people need to take responsibility. You got to get up and you got to fucking walk, right?
No,
But
but you want to know how I got here, motherfucker? What? How did we get here? Oh, look, man, you could see that in a fucking History Channel. I love watching it. Every fucking Sunday, they're gonna give you
oh,
some
you stuck on
education
the
on.
past. You stuck on the past right now.
Nah, bro, it's just that these people, like, bro, I'm trying to, like, oh, man, you right. I'm stuck in
You
the
stuck on
past.
the past right now. You stuck on
You're
the
right.
fact that they teach in the past. And what I'm saying is that our government needs to start spending that bread here. This country is in fucking shambles.
Well, no, it's because here's the thing, bro. Here's the issue. Let me tell you what's the issue from the insider, outsider, okay? The issue is that you don't have people, they don't have a class on how to be councilmen and how to make a difference in the community. All those community leaders become community leaders as they work at their regular jobs, okay? You know why? Because you have a pendejo saying, oh, they just want to take the money. They don't have a salary. They have to do it on their side job. And then they become corrupt because they need the money, whatever the case is. But the people making a policy are come from privileged places most of the time,
Yeah, they've
bro.
been lining their pockets for hundreds of years in the
But no,
same
listen, they
positions.
come from privileged places. You know why? Because we're not teaching how to be, these young kids how to be leaders and
And
how to
but you
be
don't think that those
fighters.
people in privileged places are not knocking the legs out from under the tables of
What I'm
people
trying to
down
explain to
here?
you, if you start now, and maybe in 20
Oh,
years,
of
30
course.
years, 20, guess what? There's going to be people that came from our environments that are not going to be allocating resources to, the Taliban or to, you know what I'm saying? They're not.
I mean, we tried that too, and guess what? That was called the '60s, and they all got assassinated. So let's see what this next round of people are able to do.
Well, it has to start now. But if you listen, so
It been
here's the thing. Why
started.
isn't so here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. This is not a Hispanic thing. It's a culture thing, okay? Because right now there's white people too, or there's black people in the ghettos, whatever. But the problem is that we keep listening to fucking history, and no one's teaching you how to be leaders in our community to get to the fucking
I agree.
Congress, to
Now,
start making the law and start making changes. So when you vote and you go look at the people who voted for all these, not to, send money to these underserved communities, and they're like, well, let's do it for public housing and all the BS that we want, that the culture tells you we want houses, cars, you get me, credit cards, like, and sales on Amazon, bro. Okay, like, but if you have people who vote who understand that said I want to make a difference in making those changes, it could start. But no, what happens is that you have people who are representing all these communities, all these centers, all these states that never understood what it was, bro. So you say, oh, there's high schools that have these classes and no one goes. You know why? I don't know, but I know that in prestigious schools you don't have a choice if you're going or not. You go. Who has the choice of what school you go to, what class you go to in high school? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put the classes and you go teach them, and that's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
holla at your fucking congressman. Tell that motherfucker to spend some money on the west side. That's all
Yeah, but
shit.
it's like, but here's the thing: you have to have a plan. You tell me allocate the resources. Look, I'm gonna be like, look, man, we gotta educate. You get the best mom. You know what I'm saying? The best cocinera. Just teach these kids how to eat instead of going to McDonald's and becoming overweight, obese, and then diabetic and high
Yeah,
blood
bro, but
pressure.
it ain't like the old school no more. These motherfuckers got technology. These kids are not learning that what mommy cooked. Maybe 1 out of 10 of them is. The other ones are going to McDonald's, dog. The world changed. The world changed. These kids ain't learning how to make arroz con gandules. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
my mom taught me how to cook. All right,
Some of them
you know what
are,
I'm
but
saying.
some of them
But I'm
ain't.
gonna tell you,
Mine
and
did
I
too.
look at it all the time. Just for instance, like, you know, the kids want to go eat, whatever, whatever they go eat, and I look at it like, man, they're spending, $60, $70, right?
Mm.
Um, I don't
Damn.
like Chick-fil-A. Okay, so all those people who like Chick-fil-A, you guys are getting duped with all the fucking sugar. You go take some sugar, but you go there, you get a bill, and I'm like, man, you know how much groceries you could have bought with that and
Oh, that's
gone
a fact.
ate at home something healthy.
Inflation crazy too though. That shit don't go as far as it used to either. I am the type of person that when I want to do something, hell or fucking high water, I am going to get it done. But I also am not a foolish man. And I know that we are working at a disadvantage and a handicap. And it's not something that we can change for ourselves. But if we could change it for our grandchildren and our grandchildren's grandchildren, then that would make a fucking difference
Well,
because
I don't
things are
know.
in dire straits right now.
I just don't like this whole disadvantage shit. You could be a baseball star. You could be a fucking rap artist.
I'm not a
You could be a
baseball.
fucking drug trafficker and be like, oh yeah, you were the biggest drug trafficker, and then and so forth. All this bad nonsense that your parents, that people all around the community will be like, oh, Mike son's gonna be a soccer player. He's gonna be a football player, and guess what? It happens. That's why you have all these ghetto ass basketball players on the damn fucking basketball court. You know what I'm saying? And on the fields. But you can't get your kids to be something more. You can't want something
Who
more for
said
that.
you can't? I'm just saying, say it doesn't matter if that's the case, but don't say it doesn't exist.
What I'm saying is that
Say
we
the
know
crush.
what
Say,
exists. We know what exists.
okay,
We know
that's
it.
what I want you to concede. That you know that it exists. That
Well,
you
we
know that
know.
they're not spend. They're spending that fucking money in Ukraine. They're not spending that shit in Little
But I
Village.
just told you why. What I just told you why. If you give me the bankroll, I'm gonna go buy whatever I want to eat, bro.
No, there it is. It exists. So
That's all I'm saying. That we gotta change that.
yeah, I'm saying get after it by any means necessary. The politics. The politics is all bullshit. The joke is on you, no matter which side you're
No,
on.
but you see, when you say that, I
That's
have a
what
problem
I
with that.
feel.
Yeah, but when you say that politics are bullshit, for all those people who
It's
listen, there's a
bullshit.
young kid, they're like, damn, no, you know what it is? No, it's not bullshit.
It's
You know
bullshit.
what it is? It's just that it's wrong. It's the people that you're not related to what they're doing. But politics are great if you use them for your advantage. Now, if we were in politics and we were doing positive shit and it was working, guess what? Would it be bullshit?
I don't
No,
need
it's
to be
just
in
the only
politics
reason
to
why
do.
it's bullshit for us is because guess what? It's the biases that we have. It's bullshit to us because it's the wrong people in there doing their own agenda. That's why it's bullshit to us.
It's a
You know
couple
why?
of fucking
We don't
goofies
have
having a
enough of
TikTok war.
us. We don't have enough of us in these offices. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough of this. And until we start educating our kids and saying, hey, instead of being a fucking futbolista, you should be the next congressman, senator, or something. You get me? Then that's when it's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? When instead of going to like going to soccer practice, go to communication soccer. Like, man, you know what? I would have loved to have taken a communication class. Man, I go to these school events and I see these like 15, 16-year-old kids. Man, they come talking like they're John F. Kennedy, bro. They'll make Martin Luther King Jr. look bad with their speeches, bro. You know what I'm saying? And here I am. I can't even say a damn sentence on a YouTube channel.
Again, you don't like the fucking past. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say that those people, there was a lot of those people in place. A lot of the Fred Hamptons, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, the Bobby Kennedys, the JFKs, the this one, the that one, and you know, from the cartel world, that it's a dirty game.
Yeah, well, cause you're gonna, but it doesn't mean that you don't stop trying,
Who
bro.
said that? Nobody said
What I'm
that.
saying, you start trying, you start. The problem that they get in the game, guess what? They fall into the trap everyone else does. Eventually, you keep putting the right people in, and guess what? In the NBA, you know what I'm saying? There's 12, 15 players for each team. There's 3 stars, 2 stars, if that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's gonna be. Next year you get another try.
Right.
But we gotta keep going. I don't know how to make policy changes. I'm gonna say let's start from the bottom. Why don't we just start with our own kids? You get me? Right now, go slap your kids, take the phone, and I'm gonna do it to my son right now. Bro, I'm gonna go take this fucking phone from him. He better come talk to me about fucking knowledge.
He gonna
All right?
flex you.
You think I won't?
He gonna
Give me
flex
your damn phone,
you. Leave
bro.
that boy alone, man. Your phone don't
Give me your
even
damn
work. You
phone.
gonna bother his phone.
You're not watching no more YouTube channels, bro. I want you to concentrate on your future, man.
He got to be an alderman, congressman. Shout out Jonathan Pantoja. Happy birthday. He said, Upper Echelon, you my guy, but we all want to be presidents and whatnot as little kids. But unfortunately, as minorities, we don't get put in places to be successful in politics. And his argument is you got to stick yourself in those places. I agree. Somebody has to inspire that. My thing is that this government doesn't spend enough money in poor communities for there to be any inspiration for anybody to go that route.
Hey, Jonathan, my respect to you, bro. But until you guys come show me that somebody said do not enter here, you can't come in, I'll believe that. It's our own mindset. It's our own way of thinking that allows us to think that we can't make it.
We are hoping on governments to fix things, and those same ones in office can't even fix the problems at home. And this is my thing. My thing is I don't have the delusion that they're gonna fix anything. I'm just saying that if they spent that bread in the hood, if you create less poverty, you create less of all the bullshit that comes with it. That should be simple mathematics right there. But it'll
It's just
never
our
be
guy.
like that because too many people are getting kickbacks for too many years to let it go.
I'm listening to that because that's what you hear from people. But I also understand business and the way the world works. Okay, some of these investments are good for other reasons. You know, sometimes I invest time in different projects that people fear are not going to lead to nowhere, but I do it because it's important to me because I could see where I'm going to need it.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do the same thing.
So it might be something bigger that we don't understand. That's the reason why the government does it. Okay. So far, there's a lot of bad things we could say about this country, but one thing you can say that's one of the best countries ever in the world. It's the best place to live. You don't want to live any worse, trust me, you know? There's a lot of opportunity. So in one way, they get shit right. You get me? So we have to it has to be a balance.